In the ancient land of Israel, there lived a young shepherd boy named David. He was the youngest son of a man named Jesse. From the town of Bethlehem, David wasn't a warrior or a prince. He spent his days in quiet fields, watching over his father's sheep. With his harp, he would often sing songs of praise to God. Though he seemed small and ordinary, David possessed a brave heart and a deep, unshakable faith. At that time, Saul was the king of Israel, but Saul had turned away from God. So God decided to choose a new king. He sent the prophet Samuel to the house of Jesse in Bethlehem. One by one, Jesse presented his strong, handsome sons. But God told Samuel, "Do not look at his appearance or his height. The Lord looks at the heart." Finally, Jesse called for his youngest son from the fields, David. When Samuel saw him, God said, "Rise and anoint him. This is the one." From that day forward, David was chosen by God to be the future king of Israel. Soon after, a war broke out between Israel and the Philistines. The Philistines had a terrifying champion, a giant named Goliath who stood over 9 feet tall. Clad in heavy bronze armor, he came out every day for 40 days, mocking and challenging the army of Israel. "Send me a man to fight," he would roar. But all the soldiers of Israel were paralyzed with fear. One day, David arrived at the battlefield to bring food for his older brothers. He heard Goliath's taunts, insulting not just Israel, but also their God. Filled with righteous anger, David asked, "Who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God?" King Saul, hearing of David's courage, offered him his own royal armor, but it was too big and heavy for the young shepherd. David took it off. Instead, he walked to a nearby stream and picked up 5 smooth stones. With only his simple shepherd's sling and those 5 stones, he went out to face the giant. Goliath laughed scornfully when he saw the boy approaching, but David declared with unwavering confidence, "You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied." With one swift, practiced motion, David placed a stone in his sling, swung it around, and let it fly. The stone soared through the air and struck Goliath squarely on the forehead. The mighty giant stumbled and fell face down on the ground. That day, a shepherd boy defeated a giant and won a great victory for Israel, not with armor or weapons, but with faith. After this incredible victory, David became a hero throughout the land. People sang songs praising him, which made King Saul deeply jealous and fearful. He saw David as a threat to his throne and tried multiple times to kill him. David was forced to become a fugitive, fleeing into the wilderness and hiding in caves and deserts to survive. Yet, even when he had opportunities to harm Saul, David refused. He chose mercy over revenge, saying, "I will not raise my hand against the Lord's anointed." After King Saul's death, the time finally came for David to become the king of Israel, just as God had promised. He ruled with courage and a deep devotion to God. He captured the city of Jerusalem and made it the capital of his kingdom, uniting the tribes of Israel. Under his leadership, the nation grew strong and prosperous. Of course, David was not perfect. He made serious mistakes. But what set him apart was his response to those failings. He always returned to God with a repentant and humble heart. It is for this reason that the Bible calls him a man after God's own heart. King David left behind a powerful legacy, including many of the beautiful songs and prayers found in the book of Psalms. And generations later, a descendant from his very own lineage, Jesus Christ, the Savior of the world, was born, fulfilling God's ancient promise. The story of David teaches us a timeless lesson. God doesn't look at our size, our strength, or our status in the world. He looks at the heart. It reminds us that with faith, even the smallest among us can overcome the greatest giants in our lives. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. See you next time.